Hello, welcome to another exciting episode of Goonies World. I am Johnny Pharaoh, also known as Sean, and with me, as always, is the lovely Lunicorn, also known as Lynn.
Hello.
And I am, of course, joined by Goonie, also known as Colin.
Hello.
And our game master for the evening, Meanie, also known as Ryan.
Hi, hello, and I do feel like quite a meanie on this particular session because there is a massive, snarling, toothy carnivore that has invaded this pine-wooded area that you find yourselves in, where Mr. Davy Crockett had been ensnared by some kind of trap. And apparently this dinosaur had been alerted by the commotion caused by that and came over here to investigate and found you guys, stunned all of you, and proceeded to one-shot poor old Joe right down to 0 hit points.
Now I'm poor old Joe instead of plain old Joe.
Well, yeah. Well, now he is because he's unconscious, unfortunately. I believe, however, that fortunately during that round, Mr. Crockett had rolled a reasonably low number of only being stunned for that one round. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. See what we get here. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Well, big nasty dinosaur only rolls a 2, so that is very good news.
Well, David Crocker's got a 13.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, so at least better than the dinosaur.
I didn't roll. Would you like me to anyway?
Yes, on your turn you will be making death saves.
Oh, that's right. 7.
All right. So now you should be including, I should mention before I go any further, that if you have a +1 in addition to any other bonuses from the maggot eating ceremony, that will count for initiative as well.
Make that an 8 then.
Which changes nothing, unfortunately. but that also applies for the death saves and how those work. Just for a refresher and reminder, and maybe for the listeners who don't know how this works, on your turn, when your turn comes around in combat, you'll roll a d20 and add any applicable bonuses, which would be like that +1 from the maggot eating. If you get under a 10, that's a failure. If you get 10 or above, that is a success, right? So you need to get 3 failures or 3 successes, and then you either die or you don't. 3 successes and you're unconscious, but you're still alive, and your friends can save you later. If you roll a 1, that is 2 failures. If you roll a 20, you automatically become conscious and have 1 hit point.
Nice. Okay.
So, don't roll a 1, and if you take any more damage during this time, should the dinosaur stumble and fall on you or step on you or something, that is also counts as a failure automatically without even rolling. So, anyway, just so we have that established, that brings us to Davy as the only unstunned, conscious human in the vicinity, as far as we know.
Well, and like I say, old David Crockett, he always thinks of what's right, and then he goes ahead. I imagine I got one good shot with old Betsy here, and I'm going to take it. And then I'm going to have to get out that dinosaur spear I got. But old Betsy, she's a powerful weapon. Been with me for a long time, all the way through the Red Stick Wars and the scouting work I did for old Andy Jackson. So I'm going to raise that sweet old rifle of mine and fire it at that big son of a bitchin' sharp-toothed dinosaur. And here we go. I don't know what his armor class is or remember, but I got a 14 to hit. How's that do?
That bounces off of his scaly hide. Unfortunately, his
damn.
Armor class is 16, which brings us to Joe, who must make a death save.
Made it.
So 1 success, very good. Then it is Jim's turn, who is ogling and stunned for this round. Oh, I need to make another roll real quick here. I forgot to do. Okay.
Well, some bitch dinosaur better not be messing with my friend Jim or my friend Joe while they's out. In fact, I'm kind of standing, kind of straddling their bodies a little bit, standing over them heroically to defend them. So when I wake up, the first thing I'm going to get is an eyeful of my buckskin-clad ass.
All right. Well, this massive dinosaur, who's taller than about half a person taller than any of you, and probably 40 feet long, at least 3 or 4 tons. I mean, this is a huge, nasty thing with this big sort of protuberance on its snout, almost like a triceratops horn, but it's not actually like a horn. It's just a piece of flesh, and it's got this one particularly long, nasty tooth in the back of its mouth. And seeing that the only person in motion appears to be Davy Crockett, he's going to reach down and attempt to just bite Mr. Crockett's head off. Oh, but he rolls a 9, which I think, a 4 plus 5, so 9, which is, I think, probably not going to hit. Which
No,
is
you ain't going to hit David Crockett. Wait, you say a 9?
Yep.
That barely doesn't hit David Crockett. But my armor class is a 10 for future reference. And but he misses me. That's for sure.
I don't know if you heard that, but there's like some incredibly loud banging going on in the background here, so hopefully that's not an issue. I'm showing, actually, Davey, I've written down your armor classes up here. I'm showing yours is 13. Am I wrong?
Well, okay, I'm looking at the sheet here. Oh, wait, you was absolutely right. I was looking at the individual. So 13 is my armor class. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, yeah, I won't ask any more because I realize I've now written them down as of last time. So, that is the round. Joe has succeeded. Jim has spent a turn stunned, and we're back up to Davey.
All right, now I'm going to sling old Betsy around my back. I'm going to get out that big old dinosaur spear we've got. I know that's +4 versus them dinosaurs, but what I'm a little fuzzy on, what's the die type again on the damage? Is that D6 or a D8?
That's a D12.
Oh my goodness gracious! Now that's what I'm talking about. Get out that old dodecahedron here. The D12 don't get enough love, I'll tell you what. And holy shit! With the +4, is that to? Well, I didn't roll to hit. I guess I should do that first.
Yeah.
I've been playing so much. I've been so much into the odd games built on the into the odd chassis. I just don't roll to hit no more. And don't miss it, to be honest with you. It was funny because I just rolled the D20, and on that I also rolled a 12. But with my melee bonus, what brings you up to a 13, so I still don't hit that son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I really hope this doesn't go poorly because this might be the last episode when we all die.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe, make your second death save.
I'm going to use a luck point. Because I rolled a 1.
Well, I was going to say, you can also, so you have luck points, but in addition to that, you still have the +1 and turn a success to a failure. Why would you want to do that? Turn a failure into success and abandon your +1 thing. But I think you have luck points, so why would you waste that?
Yes. Okay, it just barely made it. Woo. And because of that worm we ate is the only reason I made that one.
Rolled a 9 then, I'm taking it.
Thank you, worm.
Very good. All right. So that is 2 successes on the death save so far. 1 more, and you will at least not be dead. And then you see Joe kind of unconsciously squirming around in his little pool of blood there from the bite from this Saurophaganax, if I may say. And you see, oh my, this disheveled figure poke his head from out behind a tree behind this dinosaur, and his hair is just wild looking and matted, and he's got a beard, and he looks to be 40 maybe, but he produces this javelin which he just wings at this dinosaur and stabs it. It flies through the air and jams into the back of this thing, causing it to rear up and roar in anger, and dealing some damage to it as well. So apparently you have some kind of temporary ally anyway, and temporary potential distraction. So Jim will spend his round still stunned. This is...
Wake up, Jim. Come on, get a hold of yourself.
His next to the last round. And then this thing, having obviously sensed the impact on its back, turns around and furiously roars at this disheveled, matted, hair-bearded figure, and attempts to reach down and... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
No.
And bites him, clearly a man of some kind, bites him on the arm. That is going to be almost a critical success, but not quite. And that might... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man, I bet that poor son of a bitch is that... What was his name? Parker Butt Plug, or Carter Bone Cake, or... Is that Mormon fella? I bet you anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Carter Boat Ride. Parker DeGood. I don't remember the feller's name, but I just remember he's a Mormon.
And it takes a giant gash out of this man's left arm, and he's just bleeding profusely. He screams in pain. He's clearly taken one hell of a hit, but he has at least been something of a distraction for you guys. So, Davey, what are you going to do?
I'm going to swing this here... spear again. I'm gonna say, you stay with my friends, you stay with my new friend you picked. That's what I'm talking about now, boy. That's a 20, but a dirty 20. It's not a natural 20.
Well, that will hit, but not be double, of course.
No, it ain't gonna be no doubles. But I'm gonna roll my d12 for the damage, and well, okay, that's much more like that's a 9. That's better than nothing.
And then strength bonus, etc.
Well, I guess that'd be the same as my normal melee to hit. And should already be pre-calculated. Yeah, I'm not as strong as you might think, but so go ahead and add one more to that.
So
yeah,
how much?
That'd be 10 total.
10?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Already done picked up my die. I forgot what I rolled. Now I remembered it was a 9. So yeah, 10 points of damage. Hopefully that'll hurt that son of a bitch a little bit. Jim, wake up now! I kick Jim Bowie in the side. None too gently. Try to wake him up.
And Joe gets a final death save, or may not be the final. We shall see.
we're hoping. Oh, nat 20 on the third one. Why can I roll that first?
Nat 20. Oh, shit. Well, you then become conscious. You have 1 hit point, and while you are lying on the ground, you may act.
Okay, I'm going to blast this with my dinosaur laser.
There you go, old Joe. Get on up there. Show that dinosaur what for.
I'm laying back on the ground, with my dinosaur laser. And I rolled a 17. I rolled a dirty 20 because that dinosaur laser is a +3 to hit.
That will hit.
I'm going to start a band called the Dirty 20s.
Yeah.
And then it's 40-12.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
I only have 2 right beside me.
Well,
So.
them temporal folk with they got the hella range weapons, I'll tell you.
Okay, 7 so far. Come on. Some big numbers. There we go. 16... 21 total.
Holy shit. Okay.
How's that feel, you big bastard? That's my friend old Joe. Ain't nobody messes with old Joe.
All right. Well, the dinosaur, now having turned around, he was stabbed, and this javelin, I should mention, is still jutting out of its fucking back. It's got like short little T-Rex arms. I mean, there's no way it could reach around and grab it and pull it out. But it has been stabbed in the back with this javelin, turned around to attack what had stabbed it in the back, and now gets again stabbed in the back by even a greater amount of damage, rears back and roars in fury. But then it is Jim's turn to be stunned one last time, I should say. And then this big-ass dinosaur turns around towards Joe, who only unfortunately has 1 hit point. So if this thing hits, it's going to be knocking Joe out, but he rolled a 2.
Yes!
Which is a 7,
Dope.
which is not anywhere near enough to actually hit. Well, that's very unfortunate for him, but very good news for you, and that brings us back to Mr. Crockett.
Well, I'm going to take one final shot at this. And Jim, boy, if you don't wake up, now there's going to be no this big son-of-a-bitch dinosaur left for you. But I'm going to take my spear. I'm going to roll the dice. I got 16 plus 17 total to hit. So that's going to hit him, that bastard. I'm going to roll my D12 since he's a dinosaur. This time I only get 6 points of damage, but hopefully in his weakened condition, that will have some effect.
Well, as we like to see, every little bit counts.
That's right. That's what Andrew Jackson told me. The time I accidentally walked in on him in the bathroom. That's what he told me.
It is once again Joe's turn.
I have a limited number of shots, but I'm going to use the dinosaur laser anyway.
Yeah, I think this is the use case for that.
Yes, this warrants definitely. Do I want to re-roll that? I missed.
Well, you can turn a failure into a success.
I can turn a failure into a success, and I do believe I will do that. Oh, God, I'm rolling so bad on these 12s. Oh. Okay. 22.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, this crazed-looking, matted-haired, bearded man then takes his turn, and now, of course, this dinosaur now has its back to him. And he just runs up and jumps on the back of it, pulls out just this little dagger, and begins stabbing at it as though that were going to do anything. Oh my god, he rolled a natural 20. Oh my fucking god, you have to be kidding me.
He's putting us all to shame.
I know.
So he's going to have double his D4 damage.
Maybe he'll roll a 4. And he'll double it to 8, and that's where we need to be.
Oh my god.
Good show there, fella.
If you're it's D4 plus 1. So, I mean, it'll be double that.
Come
And
on,
he rolls a 3. So it'll be 7. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my fucking god. Okay, well, now it is Jim's turn, and Jim is awake, or at least able to act.
Yeah.
And I assume Joe is still just kind of laying. Joe hasn't even gotten up.
No, Joe has not even gotten
Firing at
up.
this thing from.
He's laying down and firing it.
So you come to your senses there, Jim, and you see this profusely bleeding dinosaur with its. It's kind of facing you. You've got Joe laying on the ground, pointing this dinosaur laser at this thing, and this crazed-looking guy perched on the back of this dinosaur, like manically stabbing at it like a prison shanking. And you can do something.
Okay, oh boy, yeah. Wow, look at this. What the hell's going on here? It must be, Parker Rockford. I'm gonna...
That was it.
Yeah. I'm gonna spear him. Spear the dinosaur.
Yeah, good dinosaur, not Parker.
Yeah.
It's the dinosaur, not the Mormon.
Does 15 hit?
Not quite, sadly.
Oh.
But did you include your +1
From
your nut?
I already used my nut.
You didn't eat another one?
No, I didn't. I don't think I ate another one.
Because I remember you guys had captured or collected a couple nuts.
We do have more than one. I should eat it next time I get a chance.
But you have not yet, unfortunately. It sounds like so that will not hit. And I am gonna have to give this thing a morale check because it is very low. Surprisingly, by my estimation, low on hit points. I actually thought there was a good chance that you would all just
Die.
end up getting killed.
Yeah.
You go total party kills 23 minutes into the episode, then we got to sit around and I don't know, do the news from Germany for the next. That goes way back. Somebody out there.
Oh my god!
The Skull Cup.
The Skull Cup.
Who wears a Skull Cup in the German Parliament? We're going to find out today in this episode. If you got that reference and you go way back with it, you send us an email right now.
I can't believe we even did that. That was such a weird bit. I don't think we knew what we were doing at that point.
No,
Yeah.
we had no idea.
Okay. Anyway, this Saurophaganax.
Is that a real dinosaur?
It is.
Yes.
An early pre-T-Rex carnivore in the same. So anyway, this thing does not run, unfortunately for you, but it seems primarily interested in getting this stabby thing off of its back, and its little arms can't reach around and grab it. So it's shaking violently back and forth, and it whips its tail up towards and then and does it's ineffective completely in whatever it's trying to do. It rolled a 2, which that's funny because I rolled a 2, and then as I was moving my hand away, it flipped it to a 20. I was tempted to give him the 20 because the 2
hand interference.
Yeah, a little little hand interference. So I will
It
not.
don't count. It don't count if it's the GM's hand. That's the hand of God. That's an act of God. That's the way. Yeah.
I could just give him the 20, but I will be charitable and not do that. So it effectively attempts to shake this crazed man off of its back, bringing us to Davy's turn, who could potentially bring this thing down.
That's right. I could potentially bring this thing down. I used to wrestle bears, and I ain't afraid of this thing either. And so here we go. I'm gonna run in. That's what I'm talking about, boy. With a 17. That's damn. That's actually an 18. This is dirty 18. You big son of a bitch.
That's plenty.
Here we go. We're gonna roll our damage, and I got an 8 for damage. No, that's a 9 for damage. Make that a 9. I hope that kills you, you zero fucking aggregates or whatever it is.
And
big nose, some bitch, ugly ass big nose dinosaur.
With a dramatic wail of agony, this giant multi-ton carnivorous dinosaur does collapse to the ground, bleeding profusely, and the wild-haired, bearded man leaps off his back and eyes you suspiciously. It says nothing at first, allowing you the chance to speak first should you choose to do so.
You speak English, mister?
Of course I speak English, you dumbass motherfucker. What language you think I be speaking over here?
Well, hey, now. Well, I was going to thank you, but if you're going to be, rude to me, you could just go and, I'm assuming we know who you are. I think we came across your living quarters earlier.
Well, you probably did, and I reckon you stole half of my stuff.
He's looking around at your various supplies that you have, and he can't probably see everything, but
it's like, well, somebody took my Rufus, and somebody took my rope, and somebody took my woodworking tools, and my broken gun, and my ammunition. And my powder. Boy, I think you done stole all my stuff.
And your little dog, too. The little,
That's Rufus, man.
Oh, okay.
I done said Rufus.
Well, I didn't know what the hell you were talking about. Okay. So you is that Mormon fella. We came across your book, Mormon. And,
Yeah, that's right.
I know Joe thinks it's probably right. I mean, we kind of assume this fellow is probably dead or something, and he just saved our asses, especially mine. I think we should probably return his stuff to him.
Well, yeah, but you see, we used your tools to fix up a wagon, a cannon on wheels or something, and
A cannon?
yeah.
Where's the cannon?
Well, now that's military intelligence. I don't know. We can give you the location of that.
I have no use for it. I don't want it. I was just curious where it was because I might have information about a different one.
Oh well, yeah. It was on the plateau, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, we was looking for. There should be 2 other ones.
And if you can help us find that other one, that would be much appreciated because we got a problem on top of problem. All right, not only is Santa Annie storming in towards the Alamo right now, and we also, according to old Joe here, we're in some kind of temporal rift, and we ain't even in Texas no more. I tend to think we was in Utah, which your presence would seem to indicate. But old Joe thinks we might be in another time and place, a dimension altogether. I don't know what any of them big words mean. I'm just a simple fella from Tennessee, but I don't know. What do you think? Are we in Utah there, Parker?
My name's Porter Rockwell.
Porter, Parker, Carter,
And
Porter
I work
Rockwell.
in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Okay. Well, that's
Well,
some wide open territory out there. No.
Yeah, same as Texas. I imagine. Now, I'm originally from Missouri. Now, I see you found my was going through my stuff. You saw my Book of Mormon now. I trust you's all God-fearing people. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I'm God-fearing
Yes,
person now.
sir.
I mean, we may, I say we might experience it in a slightly different flavor than you, but at the end of the day, it's all about John 3:16. I think we can all agree on that now. We're Americans, after all.
Yeah, I don't know about plain old Joe, but what he thinks about was best not get him talking.
You might not want to get me started.
No.
I might have to start giving you lectures on science and what's empirical and what's not. And, I'm a time traveler.
Yeah.
I know about these things.
I got no use for no science. I don't know what that is.
Oh, you're missing out a lot. I've been every year, every time. I've seen so much you just wouldn't believe. Being a time traveler is the greatest thing in the world. Wouldn't have nothing. Wouldn't change a thing. It's the best thing.
Yeah.
So, what brings you to the? You just sounds like you was looking for them cannons.
That's right. Yeah, if you guys some word about cannons, I think there's, what they say, 3 of them? Or why do I have that in my head?
Yeah, there's 3 of them, and then we found one.
Yeah.
But I got a question. How did you find your way into this valley, Mr. Rockwell?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll tell you if you want to know. So my primary loyalty is to my Mormon brothers and sisters. But I became a marshal, and I was tracking a suspect down into Texas when I done stumbled into this valley. And now I can't get out. I tried. I don't know how I got in here. And I don't know how I could get out. But I tried. And I just keep getting teleported around to different places. And I met this old guy who also lives here. His, what's his name? Kootenaheen or something like that.
Oh, yeah, old Kootenaheen.
I don't trust that guy. He's not a God-fearing man.
But
Not a God-fearing bone in that man's body.
well, maybe not. But we've heard that old Cooter's the one that can get us out of here.
Yeah.
We just whistle. We got our special whistle, and he's going to lead us out. But we can't go till we get these cannons, and we also trying to stop some Mexicans. There's some troops, and they are mounting. They got the mounts, dinosaur mounts, and they're trying to bust their way out. I don't think they're going to get out, but we got to make sure they don't get to the Alamo, because that's the place we're defending.
That's right. We ain't trying to see no Mexican dinosaur cavalry come storming into the gates of the Alamo.
I see. Well, I did see a cannon.
And he points over to one of the mesas. Of course, there are 3. You've explored the one that's kind of to the northwest of here. This one is to the southeast of here. And he points to it, says,
Now, I seen one over around about that mesa over there. But I didn't want to get too close because, well, I got to tell you the truth. That's a duckface lives around that area, and you don't want to get too close to there. You think this boy was bad?
he points at the dead dinosaur.
But Tooth Boy, he ain't got nothing on no duckface. So.
Oh, well, yeah, we was hoping not to encounter duckface, but we did eat some maggots that were in a nut from a purple leaf tree, and
Speaking of which,
yeah, and we're going to have a second helping of that, and it's supposed to make us not taste very good to duckface. You might want to have some as well.
Yeah, we got plenty to go around.
Well, if you got an extra, I'd take it. Now, you said something about defending this here Alamo.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's in Texas,
Yeah, of course, one problem.
San Antonio.
As I said, we got one problem on top of the other. I'd say our first priority would be to get out of this here region. Oklahoma, darkest Oklahoma, where we's at, I suppose, according to you. And then problem number 2 is to help, defend the Texans from old Santa Annie. So
We got to get rid of those dinosaurs. We got to make sure none of those escape into our time-space reality. This time continuum that we're in right now.
Yeah, where's it?
No dinosaurs can get out there.
yeah, in time space reality, what she means is or what old Joe means there is Texas. That's our time space.
Yeah, I was in Texas. I was in Texas when I stumbled into Oklahoma somehow. I don't know how I got here, like I said. Now, well, I'll be willing to help you defend that there Alamo. If you can help me get out of here, 'cause I've been trapped here for a long time.
I was going to say you should come with us. You're good in a fight. We could use you.
Yeah, we sure could. But I don't believe we's in Oklahoma. I think, just looking around, I mean, it seems like, somewhere. I think we's in, like, when there was everything was different, like millions of years ago.
That's right. Now you know what I'm talking about. We is in a different time. I'm glad that you are finally getting it there, Jim.
There weren't no...
Because that's exactly right. Dinosaurs don't exist during the time of the Alamo. So we are obviously in a different time stream if there are dinosaurs.
Yeah, there weren't no Oklahoma or nothing, no territories named. It was just land, crazy, primal place. And now we know that... I didn't even know about no dinosaurs, but it makes sense they was walking around back then. Giants walked back then, they say in the Bible.
That's right. It says right there in the good book, giants walked the earth in those days. That's right. But the old the Nephilim there. Maybe we was fighting the Nephilim. It's all damn mysterious. But well, I'll tell you what. I guess it don't matter much where we are because all we know is we want to get out. And step number one. But we want to get out well armed, so we could give Sandy Annie what for. So let's go make our way to that mesa, get that other gun, and then we go worry about where we go talk to old Cooter or whatever we got to do to get out of here. Because I ain't fancying the idea of being teleported around here for the next 30 or 40 years or 30 or 40,000 years or whatever it is, whether we's in Oklahoma or Utah or, Jurassic Pangea or whatever.
Well, I could take you to where I seen that cannon over there at that mesa over there if you want to go. That's the only one I know about, though.
Yeah, lead the way there, Porker.
All right, well, now, I got to tell you, this tooth boy here, we done took him out now, but he done quite a number on me right there, so I could sure use a little bit of a rest. I don't know about you guys.
Oh,
yeah, we could all use a short rest.
Yeah, let's rest.
Old Joe's hurting pretty badly himself.
Let's rest and eat some maggots.
Yeah, although, speaking of into the odd, I wish it were an into the odd short rest. but it ain't. It don't work that way. Not in this temporal reality.
Sadly, no. But we will recover some hit points and such, so that will be nice.
That's right. It's our hit die of hit points, I believe.
It is.
All right.
And then we can also get 4 from bandaging. Is that correct? Am I remembering that right?
I think it was an ad hoc rule that our DM came up with at the time. But that don't mean that lasts forever now. Well, I got some. Okay, I'm only down 2 hit points now altogether, so I'm looking pretty good at 20 HP for now. Feeling pretty good, looking good too, I might say.
Could take a long rest. I mean, you got a couple days, or you've spent. I mean, you got here. It was like noon local time, so it's been the better part of a day. I mean, it's probably into night at this point. You might even be just might be a good time to take a long rest if you were going to.
How long is a long rest?
Well, you sleep for 6-8 hours.
Just sleep for the night. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that. Let's bed down for the night here, and we'll be fresh in the morning. I think Sandy Annie can wait 6 or 8 more hours.
And that will, I believe, give you all your hit points and everything, right? So.
All right.
Yeah, and we don't even know, like, if time works the same way on the outside. We could spend, like, years here, and it might just be seconds have passed.
That's very insightful of you, Jim.
Well,
Seems like you're kind of catching on to this whole time travel thing.
well,
Very astute.
What you're saying is time's relative, depending on where you're at, or when you're at, or what dimension you're in. The time moves
Yep.
at different rates, but that's going to screw everything all up now. What if a gentleman buys a timepiece? How's he expected to have any confidence in that timepiece?
well, I guess you can't.
I
Nope.
guess you can.
You sure can't. Not.
Well,
Nope.
yeah, and here
Not in this era.
we just gotta rely on the sun here, and we knows it's getting dark. We when we got here, it was high noon. Now, Did you say it was actually getting dark, or?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be. By the time you went to the first mesa and then to the lake, crossed over, came down to the pines, went through the ruins, all that stuff. Yeah, that definitely duskish, at least.
Well, let's go ahead and bed down.
Yeah, we'll have maggots for dinner.
Delicious. And Porter Rockwell has a stash of lizard jerky, dino jerky, if you will, that he's happy to share as well.
Yeah, that goes down good. That's salty. I like that.
Too bad you don't have a porter steak or something.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice to have like a, the only problem with this jerky, that's why they got these dentures with the red stick teeth, made out of red stick teeth. Makes it pretty hard to tear off that jerky, the first time. But,
Well, I
better
can
than nothing.
I can chew up some jerky for you and feed you like a bird.
Yeah, just spit that into my mouth there. That's what the red sticks do with their elderly. So, I spent some time with the red sticks, like I said. But,
You said it,
obviously, I got their teeth, so.
Yeah, you're pretty familiar with them, and
Oh yeah. Well, once you've tasted food with another man's teeth, then you're culturally diverse.
So, I'm not familiar with this red stick phrase. Is this some
That's an Indian tribe there. It's,
supposed to be less offensive
some Eastern Indians.
slur or something?
No, I think it's not meant to be like a red skin type of situation. It's red stick. That's literally like the name of a tribe.
Oh, okay.
well,
Yeah,
I've not heard of that one. Okay.
Yeah.
it would certainly not be what they would have called themselves, since it's red. It's in English, red stick, but no, I haven't heard of them either.
Well, there's a faction of the Muskogee Creek people, actually. And they would paint their war clubs red, which is why they call them that.
Muskogee is in Oklahoma.
Well, now the people spread out all over the place, but these people was in the southeastern part of the United States. At least that's what this old boy named Johnny Wikipedia told me before I... yeah, he was writing himself a big book, but that's at least my understanding of the situation. Plus, I saw them old Disney movies with Fess Parker.
Well, I'm sure they had nothing offensive in them at all.
No, they got a disclaimer. They got a disclaimer in front. They don't always hold up real well there. No.
Yeah, they get the old Song of the South treatment, I'm guessing. Or
Well,
maybe
at least they let it out. Song of the South, they ain't never going to play.
yeah,
again.
that's under wraps for probably
Yes.
for good and
Locked
probably
up
for the best.
tight.
Yeah, probably for the best.
It's catchy tunes though.
Yeah. I'm going to reclaim that song.
I don't
Rechristen it for good.
I don't think you could
our
do that.
That's not our job. That's not our. Well, that's not the hill we have to die on. That ain't our fight. Okay.
Oh, good Lord. How did we even get here? Okay, so long rest. And everybody gets their, recovers their hit points and such. And you note that as you're setting up like a fire and things to keep warm, because as hot as it is during the day, it also is fairly cold during the night. And you see Porter, filleting bits off of this tooth boy dinosaur that you've killed and hanging them to dry, much as he had outside of his abode, so that you'll have very near the fire, get some of the heat and the dry air to pass over it and kind of preserve and some of this and salt source of this carnivore meat. But in any case, you have a nice dinner of dinosaur jerky and maggots, and wake up refreshed the next day to trek over to the mesa, guided by your new friend, Porter Rockwell, who is happy to show you where he found this cannon, although he is pretty apprehensive that he knows that Duckface lives in the area, but he does seem to be comforted by the fact that the four of you together were able to take down Tooth Boy. So it may be that you can also, and now also, of course, refreshed, be able to, if you should run into Duckface, deal with him as well. So you begin the day heading basically due east towards this mesa, this largest of the three, coincidentally. And it takes a little while to get in the vicinity. And as you approach from the west, you begin to see signs in the dirt, sand, which it mostly is, but also clay and other things. This signs of several horses drawing a very heavy wagon. There are fairly deep ruts in the terrain, along with horse hoof prints and stuff. And it really sort of forms a trail towards the mesa. And following this trail, which is the most obvious thing to do, and is what Porter is sort of encouraging you to do, takes you kind of to the base of the mesa, where you see this large entrance to a cave.
This one I seen in my vision.
Yes, it does look very familiar. And you did also in that vision, I believe, see a dinosaur running with bloody bits streaming from its mouth out of this very entrance. And outside the entrance to the cave, you see almost unrecognizable shredded human bodies that appear, from what you can gather of the bits that are recognizable, to have at one time been Mexican soldiers. But there are very large groups of flies swarming around and buzzing around these body parts and bits of ex-human. But yeah, that's basically what you see.
Well, yeah. I guess we know what we have to do.
There's only one thing for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I say, you first, Jim.
Porter, you ever been to this mesa?
Well, I've never been inside that cave now. I seen the horses drawing this thing down, but Duckface took care of everything, apparently.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he don't take care of us, but we've got a job to do, so...
That's right. And you know what? I was wrong to say you first. I'll go in with you, side by side.
Side by side, okay.
Yeah. I don't want to stand behind you, but I'll fight beside you any day.
Okay, then.
All right.
We'll just march right in there, side by side.
All right, so it sounds like Jim and Davey are just marching right in to the cave. It sounds, I don't know, Porter is not marching right into the cave. I don't know about Joe.
I gotta tell you, plain old Joe isn't feeling too good about marching in that there cave. I don't think that's where the gun is.
Well, but hey, that's where the tracks lead, and
That is indeed where the tracks and the trail lead.
Plus, you got that big ass, that big ass gun.
Man, that's true.
So, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If anyone here ought to be going first, in fact, it's you, plain old Joe.
yeah.
Oh,
But
hey,
Joe, plain old Joe.
You also got the biggest gun.
oh, that's true.
But why don't you go ahead and join us side by side, just so there ain't no question. We's all equal. We all gonna go in here and face our fate the same way.
All right.
Well, Porter is not. He's willing to follow you in at a reasonable distance, but he is not going to go in front line. He is an NPC after all. So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maybe if he were a muster right, he might be a little more courageous. You don't know that.
Or foolish. Yeah. But, well, it sounds like you guys are going to just brave your way into the cave that may or may not be the lair of Duckface. And doing so, it takes a moment. You sort of push your way through the darkness and your eyes begin to adjust and you see bones everywhere.
Dang.
All kinds of bones. Human bones and dinosaur bones. It's just bones and bones and bones. But the next thing you see is a 12-pound cannon sitting upon a carriage which looks to be in perfectly serviceable shape.
There it is.
And
Get that and get the hell out of here.
That's
there
right.
is a dead soldier slumped over the barrel with still clutching a ramrod, a cannon-sized ramrod, in both of his hands, as though he were decapitated because his head is missing completely from his body while attempting to load this very cannon. But yeah, the cannon and the cart, I mean, that's like at least a horse or two to get it out of here. Like it's over 1,000 pounds. Like I don't see any way you could reasonably get out of here without hitching some beasts of burden to it.
We're going to have to too. We're going to have to, I know that old Joe ain't going to like this. We're going to have to find some more docile dinosaur, like some kind of herbivore, and then hitch all three of these damn cannons to it.
I thought we found a horse.
Did find one, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the very first mesa that you went back to.
Yeah. But
to fix the broken wheel.
Yeah. But at least we know where this one is. We can worry about how to move it, I guess, later. I don't know what we could do about it right now.
Well, maybe Duck. Well, I was going to say maybe Duckface is not so bad after all, and then he would be happy to pull our cart for us. But then I remembered all the bones and the headless guy, and I just had a lapse of my brain for a second there.
Well, I suppose we asked him real nice, but first we ain't even seen his duck face, and I, for one, ain't in too big a hurry to meet him either.
Well, I know some duck calls, but I don't think it's
Why don't
wise.
you try one out? Try some duck
I don't
calls.
know.
No, plain old Joe don't think that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
Yeah,
Shut it down.
I mean, I think if we can find the same type of dinosaurs that the Mexicans were mounting, looks like there's some beasts of burden, they could pull the cart. But
And there may be some surviving horses as well.
That's right. We'll find some more horses. Now, there's one thing David Crockett can do is track. Now, I could track a gnat through a snowstorm, but we just have to worry about that later. So we'll worry about finding some horses later. Right now, I say we mark the location of this here thing. In fact, just real quick, I'm going to grab that ramrod from that corpse and go ahead and finish what he was doing. Just in case. We need to light this son of a bitch off real quick.
Yeah,
and,
totally. Not a bad idea at all. And it's the ball is nearly all the way rammed in, and you were able to finish the job quickly. Presumably there is powder and everything behind it, and it's ready to go as far as you.
Balls to the wall, man. We're good to go. If we could move it, which we can't. But and I ain't convinced that all four of us pulling on it might not be able to pull it, but it would be damn tiring work. And if we just have to go uphill or over a bump or something.
And all the way back to the Alamo,
Yeah, all the way back to the Alamo. That's a little far. But,
and three of them, like, you just come back and do it two more times. Like, yeah.
Well, it seems to me like what we need to do is find this third cannon, and then we need to track down some horses if there are any, and then make another go around and pick up all the cannon. And if we can't find no other horses, we're going to have to get some of them big herbivore dinosaurs. And whether old Joe likes it or not, take at least one out of the Alamo.
Well, we're going to have to kill it after we're done. Plain old Joe's fine with that, but my instructions are very clear. Not one single dinosaur can be allowed into this timeline.
Well, it's going to have to be allowed into the timeline, but then we're going to turn it into some Stegosaurus steaks and feed the boys at the Alamo after our heroic victory. After our heroic victory over Santa Annie. We'll have some Stegosaurus steak tacos or something nice.
Stegosaurus.
Sounds great.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
That's right. So anybody got any ideas where the third cannon could be? Anyone had any strange dreams or Porter, you got any ideas?
I don't. Now, I didn't see I didn't see any other cannons coming in, but where did you find the first one at? You said you found one already, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was at another plateau we went to. We then had to. Where was a spiky-tailed dinosaur there, thing.
So you found one at a mesa. You found another at a mesa. It sounds like you got to check the third mesa.
Yeah, that does sound like a pretty classic adventure design. You may be right. You may be right there.
Yeah, it's logical.
I may be right. I may be crazy.
You may be crazy, yeah. And they wrote that song about you, boy. I tell you what.
You just made
I wrote that.
Wait, we're looking
for. Some vampires around here. What? Yeah. So I say let's hightail at that mesa, and hopefully we ain't run into old Duckface on the way out of the cave.
All right. Well, that sounds like a pretty good plan. I don't think we really have time for that. There's not much of a cliffhanger ending right here. And again,
unless Duckface were to show up right this second, which I was about half expected.
He could have, but it's still relatively early in the morning. He kind of only comes back to this cave if there's a reason to, or if it's particularly hot out, which it is not. It is not yet noon. Since we chose to come here in the morning, or had it been at night rather than the middle of the day, he was not likely to be here, and he is not now. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah. Of course, I didn't need to tell you all that metagame shit, so now you know not to come back here at noon.
The older I get, the more I embrace the old metagaming. It's not a sin I used to consider it.
But I think heading towards the final mesa with your NPC guide / new friend is a great idea for the next episode, and which may possibly be the last one. So
yeah, well, to stay focused, so we can bring in another 6 episodes if we want to. But we could just stay. It could be, like you say, though, time doesn't run necessarily. What seems like 6 episodes for us could be like 140 episodes in the real world. So we don't know.
True.
Well, I hope the listeners are prepared for 140 episodes.
140 episodes of dinosaurs at the Alamo.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, I guess we'll see y'all next time then.
Alrighty.
Hey everybody, if you like our podcast, don't forget to leave us a good rating and or review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, or wherever you're able. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Goonies_World, and check out our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.